If you just come to terms to simply be ordinary as you are, in a way you've already taken a huge spiritual step, okay? Seeking means this, you don't know. If your longing strong enough, everything will fall into place by itself. You don't have to bring discipline into your life, you don't have to search for a guru, nothing. Everything will fall into line by itself, if you long strong enough. So search becomes real, seeking becomes genuine.
My question stems from the first question that was asked, and as you said, it is about how intense your longing is. Now, my problem is, say, a lack of discipline in a lot of things, including, say, I'm not able to maintain the discipline of doing my Shambhavi regularly. And somewhere I think it is because, of course, if I long for something sincerely, then the discipline would come about. So is longing always is it related to a certain situation and time? It comes with a situation or time, or can something be done to intensify the longing itself?
How long has it been since you felt hungry?
Well, that's a few hours.
Really hungry? When did you feel last? Because most people never allow themselves to feel hungry. They're eating throughout the day. How long has it been when you felt really, really hungry?
Once in a while, yes.
Tell me how long ago?
Really hungry. Of course, hunger happens and then we eat, but I don't know when it was so hungry that I…
Okay, it's been a long time then.
Yes.
Because hunger is not an experience that you forget, it's intense. So if you fasted for 3 days, 4 days, then you will use everything. One extra finger movement you won't make. You will use everything carefully. You will say only what you want to say. You will not say da-da-da-da-da-da, speak like this. You will go carefully because now energies are limited and you know you have to be in a certain way. No training is needed. Simply because you're hungry, you become quiet, you become like this. Similarly, if the longing for something is just like hunger, if your longing strong enough, everything will fall into place by itself. You don't have to bring discipline into your life, you don't have to search for a guru, nothing. Everything will fall into line by itself, if you long strong enough. So the problem is there is no longing because there is too much snacking. You know, people who are snacking all the time, they don't feel hunger. Because you are snacking. Snacking means right now, you are trying to satisfy your longing. Human longing is to expand boundlessly, but you're satisfying your longing with shopping, by watching a cricket match, by watching a cinema, by talking to somebody, by reading something, by distracting yourself with a million other things. So just spend a few days, nothing. Simply, you paint your room white, okay? Comfortable chair, but eyes open, no sleeping. Alert and open, no reading, no thinking, no creating new philosophy, nothing, simply sitting. You will see, initially you may feel like you're going crazy, but after some time you see clearly what is this life longing for becomes 100% clear to you, 100% clear to you. There will be no doubt about that. So this is the reason why we create spaces. An ashram exists so that you come and make use of it for your sadhana, you understand? That you come, you invest a certain amount of time, in a year, at least a week or 2 weeks, just for this one, for nothing else. Just if you feel this being is worthwhile, if you feel this being deserves at least that much attention, you must give it at least a couple of weeks in a year. 50 weeks for the world, 2 weeks for you. Just for you. Not for your body, not for your mind, not for entertainment, not for your family, just for you. You need to understand this. The best thing The foremost thing and the most beautiful thing that you can offer to people around you is you're an evolved human being. Yes or no? Not your money, not your wealth, not your rubbish, not your work which is going to make the difference. That being with you is a wonderful experience for people around you, your family, the people that you work with, your friends. Everybody aspire to be with you because it's a wonderful experience to be with you. This is the best thing that you can ever do to any human being around you. That's all they aspire for, isn't it? But now the problem is, you are looking for that wonderful person. Oh, I met this wonderful person. Why the hell are you not that wonderful person? Because you never paid any attention to this. You think something that's happening around you is more important than what is this. No, no, no. The quality of your life is essentially determined by the quality of what this is. How this is, that's how it'll be, wherever we put you. Whether we put you in heaven or hell, the experience and the quality of your life is determined by how this is, not how the situation is. You must spend some time without snacking, then you will know what is hunger. Once you are sufficiently hungry, then you know the value of food, isn't it? Otherwise you will not know the value of food, what it means. Just don't eat for 24 hours. And then, when somebody serves a meal, don't gobble it immediately. Just sit there, wait for 2 minutes. Just look at the food, see what it means to you. It's life sitting out there in the plate. Not some rubbish, not some material, not some stuff, it's life, your life, sitting out there in the plate, isn't it? If you see food like this experientially, the way you handle the food, will it change or no? Yes? That's all. So if you create just 1 week where you simply… you don't worry, if you come, we will fix it, how to fix it for you If you fix it in a certain way, and then you see, wanting to know what this is will become the prime importance in your life. Once there is longing, everything else will align itself. The heaven and hell will work for you. They will start working for you if the longing is big enough. Nobody can stop it, everything will align with you. That is the nature of the universe. If this one thing, which is the source of creation, gets fired up, the creation will get aligned behind you, it will not be against you.
My question is, what according to you is being successful in spirituality?
In spirituality or life?
In spirituality. And will I know it before I die? Thank you.
See, what this entire contrived ideas about what is spirituality, what's happened is, people think if they're seeking God, they're spiritual. What you need to understand is, you have already made an assumption and then you're trying to concretize your assumption. You want a guru to tell you, yes, God is there seeking. Seeking means this, you don't know whether God rules this existence or devil rules this existence or it's simply unruled like India. You don't know, that's why you want to seek. Seeking means you do not know and you want to know. If one has to be successful, as I said earlier, the most important thing is your intelligence is not identified with anything. Because the nature of the intellect is this, the moment you take on an identity, your intellect will work hard to protect that identity. You just have to tell yourself 3 times, I'm an Indian. Suddenly everything Indian looks nice, everything across the border doesn't look nice. You just have to tell yourself, I'm this, and immediately it only protects that and nothing else. This is the nature of the intellect. In fact, that is the work of the intellect, because intellect is a tool of survival. Intellect is not ultimate intelligence. Unfortunately, because we are too much under European influence, and somebody there said, I think so, I exist, we just lost it. In India, in the yogic system, we do not ascribe too much significance to your thought, first of all. So once we do… why we do not give significance to thought process is, it can only happen from the limited data that you have gathered. What you call as thought, whatever kind of thought you have, is just recycling the limited data that you have gathered. You may think about gods, you may think about pleasure, you may think politics, you may think money. It is only the data that you have you're recycling. You are not see, you may be thinking whatever. So I have been telling… this is a hard thing to do with people, constantly telling them, if God appears in your meditation, you just have to ignore him. Ah, but Sadguru, if Shiva comes, especially if he comes because Shiva is coming only because of the calendar images that you have seen. If you were born elsewhere, somebody else would be coming. So this is the old data playing up. So whatever plays up, see, you cannot think God, you cannot think money, you cannot think ocean or the sky. You are only recycling the limited data. So we don't acknowledge thought process as a great form of intelligence. It's a wonderful instrument for handling your survival in the material world. But if you want to pursue something, there are other dimensions of intelligence within you. To put it very, very simply, today afternoon, whatever you had for lunch, let us say you had a chapati turns into a wonderful woman like you, because you ate the chapati. If Suhail ate this chapati, it will turn into a man. If a dog eats the…
But I am a man.
That is why I'm saying. You're not getting it. What I'm saying is, if a dog eats the chapati, it turns into a dog. So very intelligent chapati, you think? No, this is programmed. In your system, there is a certain volume of memory and intelligence which is capable of turning a simple chapati into a human being. When I say a human being, I am talking about the most complex mechanism in the universe that we know of. There may be others, but this is the most complex mechanism in the universe that we know of. What have you manufactured such a complex machine with? With chapatis, bananas, dal and this and that. Just about anything you eat gets transformed. So there is an intelligence within you which is the very source of creation. Instead of finding access to this, you are too lost in your own thought process. Once you get lost in your thought process, your identities become super strong. When they become super strong, you have a sense of confidence, but all your clarity will go away. Unfortunately, the very foundations of the so-called religions of the world is about building confidence. Don't worry, God is with you. You know, there are some bank advertisements, I'm with you. Our banker is with you So, this is a confidence-building process, but confidence without clarity is a disastrous process. What you need is clarity. Confidence means you can't see, but you're confident. This is a dangerous way to go. This is a continuous disaster. See, it doesn't take thousands of years to figure out simple aspects of life. So, about being successful with her spiritual process, this is all you have to do. Tonight when you go home, sit on your bed, look at yourself, what is you, what you gathered, okay? You have a home, you gathered it. You have people, you gathered them. You have clothes, you gathered this. You have a body, you gathered this. The content of your mind, you gathered it. See, before going to bed, close your eyes and see if you can keep all that aside, even intellectually. Just try to keep it aside and go to bed every day. You will see one day you will wake up in a way you have not believed possible, truly awake.
And I wanted to ask you, what is the definition of self-actualization according to you, and can a normal human being like us can ever attain to that stage?
I must tell her, when we first, started teaching these inner engineering programs, the brochure, a little brochure we used to have used to say, from ordinary to extraordinary. So people come, it used to be a 14-evening program, and after second, third, they come and say, Sadhguru, nothing special is happening to me. I said, I never said something special will happen to you, but you said from ordinary to extraordinary. Yes, I said, you will become more ordinary than others. Because the biggest disease on the planet is people want to be special. If you just come to terms to simply be ordinary as you are, in a way you've already taken a huge spiritual step, okay? That you have come to terms with the nature of your creation. This itself is a huge step. This is not about saying, okay, all my freaky nature is fine, that's not it. That you're just ordinary, you're not trying to be special. Being special means you're trying to be one-up on somebody all the time, which has been taught to you from kindergarten. Are you first or second what? From day one, nonsense. See, when you want to be number one, which is a most special place that people are looking for, what it means is you somewhere enjoy other people's inabilities and sufferings. It's not about you blossoming into your full-fledged life, it is about being one-up on somebody all the time. But this is not the nature of life, this is the nature of a poor intellect, a very poor intellect which desperately wants to prove it is special. But the nature of life is like this, whether it's an earthworm or a grasshopper or a plant or a tree or anything, if you observe any life, all this life is striving for is to become a full-fledged life. This is all the striving for the human being also, to become a full-fledged life in all dimensions. But the only problem with the human being is, we clearly know what is a full-fledged earthworm or a grasshopper, but we do not know what is a full-fledged human being. This is the problem, because nature has drawn two lines for every other creature within which they live and die. But for the human being, there is only bottom line and there is no top line, and that's what human beings are suffering. They are not suffering their bondages, they are suffering their freedom. This is a serious problem. In how many ways you are trying to create bondages for yourself, see, every day? Because you want something to bind you where you feel like you belong to something, otherwise what is this? In the middle of nowhere, I want you to just imagine, in this cosmos, you don't know where this goddamn solar system is, how the hell everything is held together. One simplistic story you can believe, okay, God is sitting there and rolling all these things, but that is… even a kindergarten child won't buy it in another 10-15 years, believe me. Yes, in another 15-20 years you will see a 5-year-old child will not buy this stuff. So, self-actualization, how do you know there is a self? Assumption again, isn't it? See, beliefs are like this. We can make you believe anything if we work hard enough on you from the day you're born. These beliefs have come with all kinds of conclusions. So, first and foremost thing is debrief yourself. Debrief yourself of culture, of religion. Enjoy the culture. Culture is the color that we wear. You enjoy the culture, but culture is not an effective tool for search of truth, because what mess we do today is tomorrow's culture. That means what mess they did yesterday is today's culture. You think it is properly thought out? Everybody is doing their own stuff and that'll become tomorrow's culture, isn't it? The same way it's happened in the past. Don't think in the past everything was sacred and everything was wonderful, no. They were also confused, they did whatever they did and that's our culture. Let's enjoy the culture, let's wear our culture, let's preserve our culture, let's nourish our culture, but that is not a tool for search of truth. For that you have to debrief yourself completely. Then, if you debrief yourself completely, you don't know whether there is self or not. So how do you actualize a damn thing that you don't know whether it exists or not? So search becomes real, seeking becomes genuine.